about their thoughts on the mask requirements.
If I had to get one to go inside Disney Springs or I had to get one to go inside of Universal City Walk, I would.
If it's a business, the business has to look out for the well-being of their clients. And if that means the safety of their clients, then they absolutely have that right.
Spreading more disease is not a good thing. Keep your face covered.
An emergency medical director is a big believer in masks.
I really think that everybody should be wearing facial covering because that would keep us from spreading to other people. It would slow this thing way down.
But the divide is clear from that's absolutely absurd to
I would wear a mask if I was going there.
Dave McDaniel, West 2 News.
A local business owner in Seminole County filed suit saying that the county's mask requirement is illegal. And now you may have seen our poll question at the bottom of the screen during that story. We want to know what you think about businesses requiring people to wear masks. Weigh in right now at WESH.com/vote. We'll be talking about your answers throughout the newscast.
Now, along with requiring masks, some businesses are changing things at the register as well. Imagine getting a whole load of shopping done only to find out the store no longer accepts cash. Cashless payments are becoming more and more popular here in Central Florida. West 2's Megan Mulatto explains why some places are making the switch.
Well, if you've gone shopping recently, you might have seen signs that look a little something like this. They say we accept contactless payment, meaning if you try to pay in cash, you could be turned away.
Right now I'm using my credit card because people are a little iffy with money, and at my job we don't even take cash until the end of the day.
And I understand that they're trying to prevent the spread, so I think it's the best for us. I really don't mind.
Many stores are now prohibiting the use of cash to help stop the spread of COVID-19. But how effective is using contactless forms of payment? And what's the likelihood the virus spreads through the handling of money anyway? The CDC tells WESH 2 that coronaviruses are generally thought to be spread most often by respiratory droplets. It's possible that people can get COVID-19 by touching a surface or object that has the virus on it and then touching their own mouth, nose, or eyes. But that's not thought to be the main way the virus spreads. We caught up with the Florida Department of Health in Osceola County. They say using cash could cost you, as the virus can live on dollar bills and coins. If you are handling it, they advise you to take precautions.
It's just making sure you don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth, disinfecting commonly used spaces like the desktops, even the cash register, and also making sure you wash your hands after each customer interaction.
In Osceola County, Megan Mulatto, WESH 2 News.
We are expecting to hear from the governor today around 5 o'clock. He will be talking in Tallahassee, and with him will be the man in charge of the state's unemployment site. Governor Ron DeSantis has faced criticism this week for saying that people who were not getting paid were probably filling out their applications incorrectly. We will bring you his remarks live during WESH 2 News at 5 o'clock. And now for a look at the stock market today. Trading has just ended the day. You're looking live at where the Dow landed under minus 390 points. The Dow slipped after surging more than 900 points yesterday. Retailer and bank stocks also fell today.
In Washington today, President Trump has been focusing on protecting farms and our food supply chain.
He's also defending his surprise announcement that he is using an unproven malaria drug to avoid getting the coronavirus. NBC's Alice Barr continues our coverage.
President Trump venturing from the White House to Capitol Hill today without wearing a mask to meet with Republican lawmakers. Hello. The president defending his decision to take the controversial drug hydroxychloroquine despite FDA warnings of serious risks, including potentially fatal heart problems.
I think it gives you an additional level of safety, but you can ask many doctors are in favor of it. Many frontline workers won't go there unless they have the hydroxy. And so, again, this is an individual decision to make.
The White House doctor prescribed the drug at President Trump's request. Many medical experts harshly criticizing the move, saying the risks appear to outweigh the benefits.
It sets an irresponsible example to the American people. The president asks, what is there to lose? Well, potentially your life, Mr. President.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi weighing in to say the president of the United States shouldn't be taking an unapproved medication.
Especially in his age group and in his, shall we say, weight group, what is morbidly obese, they say.
As Speaker Pelosi and Senate Republicans negotiate the next round of emergency aid, top economic officials testified before a Senate committee today, defending how the Trump administration has used the trillions of dollars approved so far to try and get the economy moving again.
There is the risk of permanent damage. And as I've said before, we're conscious of the health issues, and we want to do this in a balanced and safe way.
Also today at the White House, President Trump focusing on the health of the nation's food chain, pledging $19 billion to help farmers and ranchers keep food on America's tables. As negotiations continue over whether to include money for state and local governments in the next emergency relief package, President Trump announced today billions of dollars will go toward keeping public transportation running in several major cities. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
If you're still waiting on your federal stimulus check, the government may actually be mailing you a debit card. Here's the deal. The Treasury Department says it is going to start mailing some stimulus payments on debit cards. So far, payments have been either direct deposited in people's bank accounts or sent as an actual check. About 4 million payments will be sent on a debit card. We always have the very latest coronavirus information at WESH.com. All you have to do is click Coronavirus in Florida, the latest info. That's where you'll find details about Florida's reopening plan right up top, and scroll past our case maps for our full list of helpful resources.
Vice President Mike Pence will be in Central Florida tomorrow. He will be visiting a nursing home in Orlando and talking about Florida's reopening so far. We will, of course, have this all covered for you. Today, the Vice President spoke with the 2 astronauts taking off from the Cape next week. The Vice President talked to them during today's meeting of the National Space Council in Washington. Next week will be the first launch of American astronauts from the Space Coast in 9 years. Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley will be going to the International Space Station.
It really is a testament to all of you and, as you said, all the hands in this program, that even in the midst of a national crisis, NASA stayed on mission and kept doing the work. And I have to tell you that it's going to be a great inspiration to the country next week to see you two go aloft.
Of course, WESH 2 will have you covered on launch day. It is next Wednesday, May 27th. Launch time is 4:33 p.m. Local counties are doing what they can to support their businesses. One county has started a virtual campaign to help those businesses reopen safely. We'll show you how it works and who's helped so far. College graduates did not get the pomp and circumstance that they may have dreamed of, and now some are also struggling to find work after all those years that they put in. And we are live at Disney Springs a day before its grand reopening. See what's changed and what to expect the next time that you go. Tony.
And it was a summer sizzler out there today. Highs 92, 93, 94 in many locales. And if you like this type of weather, you're going to love that 7-day forecast. There will be some sea breeze storms forming later this week. I'll have that story straight ahead.
It is one of Central Florida's most popular spots, and now Disney Spring is preparing to partially reopen.
West 2's Amanda Dukes is there to see what will be open and what's changed.
In one of the two garages where guests at Disney Springs will be allowed to park, a special entrance has been set up. All guests over the age of 3 will be required to wear a face mask and have their temperature taken. It must be 100.4 or lower to be admitted. Signs with unusually strong wording for Disney remind guests they are voluntarily assuming all risks associated with possible exposure to COVID-19, including severe illness or death. But like only Disney can, once you enter Disney Springs, the mood lifts as you are greeted by cast members displaying their signature enthusiasm.
Just make sure we're staying 6 feet away from their feet today.
A total of 44 shops and restaurants will open inside Disney Springs Wednesday, but 3 that are Disney-owned will not open until May 27th. Throughout the Springs, there are social distancing markers for lines, hand-washing stations, directional signals on pathways, and constant reminders to keep your face mask on. As for how many people will be allowed in, Disney will only say it's following government guidelines for capacity. It does say when the orange and lime garages are full, they will stop admitting guests. It remains to be seen how many people will return to Disney at this point. Kathy Langenfeld is an annual pass holder who has reservations to dine at Disney Springs Wednesday night.
I don't have any concerns. The day Disney opened the gates, I would be there. I know they're doing what they need to do as a business to keep us all safe, and I'll do whatever I need to do to help keep everybody else safe as well.
Now, Disney doesn't usually talk numbers with us, and when I asked what their reservations were looking like at the restaurant at Disney Springs tomorrow night, that information was not available. However, it does appear people are ready to come back to a theme park setting. Judging by the opening in China at Shanghai, they opened at a limited capacity last week, but every available ticket was sold. Live in Orange County, Amanda Dukes, West 2 News.